Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I have Chrissy back with me. So today we're doing a different video. It's not recipes, it's food swaps. So we always get asked on our social media channels, oh, I really love this ingredient, but I know it's not the best. Is there something I could swap it for? So we've combined our whole list of food swaps that I think you guys are really gonna love.
Yeah, and it's definitely good to feel like you're not missing out, especially when you start transitioning to like a more balanced, healthier lifestyle. No one wants to feel like they're missing out.
You never want to feel deprived or not be able to go to a barbecue or a birthday party and not enjoy things, or even when our kids have birthday parties, I still want everyone to be completely satisfied with the food, but if there's something that I can swap it with to be even healthier, then I'm going to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's such easy swaps as well. Like, super easy.
Cool. All right, let's get started. Pasta. I'm not saying to never ever eat pasta again. Pasta is delicious, and it's a meal that I know myself and my husband were brought up with, so it kind of brings back emotional memories of our childhood. But there is healthier options that you can have, and I find pasta is a very heavy carbohydrate and it's very hard to digest compared to a vegetable. So we're gonna swap pasta for this. So you're swapping it for zucchini pasta. So basically this is just plain zucchini spiralized to look like pasta. Now you can do this with sweet potato, you can do this with carrot, loads of vegetables, and you know you're getting extra fiber, vitamins and minerals into your diet instead of something that's quite hard to process. Things that are hard to digest in our body can make us really bloated, whereas fiber is going to help keep things moving, and like I said, it's really good for you. So that's an easy, yummy, healthy swap.
All right, next up is cheese. Now cheese is one where if it works for you, then that is amazing. For my daughter, she had cow's milk protein intolerance, so I had to get creative and think about what I could have and what she could have that wasn't cheese. A really good option and a swap for cheese is this, nutritional yeast. This is one that a lot of people perhaps haven't tried before. It's not a substitute for binding, so if you've got a recipe that requires cheese for a binding purpose, it's probably not the best option, but this is a really good like nutty cheesy flavor. I love adding it to like pasta, to sprinkle it on top of salads. Like, it's really versatile, and the best thing about it is because it is a like vegetarian vegan option, it is also really high in B vitamins for energy, so a good option as well.
So up next is chocolate. Of course we all love chocolate, we all love sweet things, but at the end of the day, we know it does not hold any nutritional value. It does not make us feel good, bloats us, it's not easy to digest, and there is better options out there. So I want you to swap chocolate for this. My clean treats, there are so many flavors: salted caramel, chocolate choc chip, caramel almond dough. Literally all of the ingredients are 100% natural, refined, sugar-free, gluten-free, and dairy-free. So if you have allergies or you just don't want to be eating plain chocolate because, like I said, it's not very good for our bodies, this is an amazing swap that tastes so delicious. The Rocher flavor, which is like a hazelnut flavor, tastes exactly like the real thing of a Ferrero Rocher, so you can't go wrong with these bad boys.
Next up is chips, of course. These are really like common party food, but there are so many amazing options in place of chips, or even corn chips as well. Chips really don't hold any nutritional value whatsoever. So a really good option to swap chips with is this, tortilla wraps. So all you want to do is like slice them into little triangles and then pop them into the oven. You can really lightly spray them with coconut oil if you need to. I love putting mine in the George Foreman or like a sandwich press, and then once they're crispy, you can season them if you want to. You could even use nutritional yeast, and then you've got a really nutrient dense, or more nutrient dense than chips, option for chips.
Up next is soft drink or fizzy drinks. I feel like everyone grew up on these, but they really, like we've said with other items, there is no nutritional value, full of sugar, full of crap, and they're gonna make you feel so bloated and horrible. I would not give this to my son. I don't drink it myself, but there is a healthy alternative. So you can swap all fizzy drinks for this. This is just sold in my local Woolworths, and it is a fizzy coconut water, and it's got natural flavorings in it. So this one is a blueberry flavor. I'm pretty sure you can get a lime and coconut flavor. Even mineral water is another great option, and you can add your own fresh fruit.
All right, and next up is ice cream. I know this is one that feels so comforting when you eat it, but afterwards it can often make you feel lethargic, tired, just not great. And also ice cream, once again, doesn't really have a lot of nutritional value for you. A really easy swap for ice cream is this, banana ice cream. And this is one that we made in a previous video, so you can check that out to get the recipe. But basically banana ice cream is a really good option instead. It holds so much more nutrients, so It's packed with fiber, potassium, like vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and it's just so much more nourishing than normal ice cream. And it also just tastes as good, like just as delicious as well. So this one also has added greens powder, which I just think is like a huge benefit as well. You can basically add whatever you want to your own ice cream and make it suit you.
Up next is 2-minute noodles. Now I looked in the back of the ingredients of this and there's 22 ingredients in there, whereas you can swap 2-minute noodles for this. This has 3 ingredients. So with the 2-minute noodles, there's loads of sugar, there's gluten, there was wheat, there was preservatives, it's so processed. So once again, if you don't like feeling bloated, it's probably not going to be the best thing for your body. Not something I would give my children or even my husband. Rice noodles, it's pure rice, it tastes a lot better, easy to digest, and it's going to leave you feeling nice and full for longer.
All right, next up is white rice. Again, I feel like we've said this like every single time, but there's just not as many nutrients in white rice. It's not to say rice shouldn't be eaten. Again, there's just options for healthier alternatives. I know I feel best when I'm swapping rice for this cauliflower rice. So this is super simple to make at home. You can basically just grab a head of cauliflower, whip it in the, like if you've got a Thermomix or just a blender, or you can even just finely chop it by hand. And then you can add it to things like fried rice, you can steam it, and it's a really good option. It's obviously a vegetable, so there's so many nutrients in vegetables, and it's just a really simple alternative to regular rice.
Up next is a chocolate milkshake. Chocolate milkshake is something that I grew up with and I loved, but I'm also now very intolerant to dairy. It bloats me, it makes me break out, I feel very lethargic after I've eaten it, and I find a lot of people these days, most people I speak to really cannot digest dairy very well, and even a lot of our young children, a lot of my friends have kids and they all react to dairy. And if you find that you're starting to watch a lot of health documentaries, the one food group you'll see most health experts recommend to cut out is dairy. So I want you to swap chocolate milk for this. So this is a chocolate greens powder. This is amazing. My son loves it. It's got so many green nutrients in there and it tastes like chocolate. So you can mix this up with coconut milk, almond milk, mix it in a smoothie, add more raw cacao if you like, or just simply have it with water. It is amazing. And knowing that you can still have that chocolate hit but get all those green nutrients in there for your energy, for your moods, for your skin, for your digestive system, it just does your body wonders. So this is one of my favorite swaps.
All right, next up is salad dressing. This is the one that I personally found the hardest to transition from. I would have like massive salads with really nutrient dense ingredients, and then I would absolutely smother it with dressings like these until I read the back of them. So many of them are filled with refined sugar, preservatives, artificial flavors, flavor enhancers, and overall they're just not really adding value to your salad. So I love to swap my store-bought dressings for this. Apple cider vinegar and then whatever seasonings I want to add. So I'll often sprinkle a little bit of apple cider vinegar on, crack a little bit of like salt or even like garlic salt, chili salt, and there's my salad. Like, it is such a good option to add. It helps with your digestion in terms of helping with stomach acids as well. So it also can help you break down your meal or just eat, like help your meal digest a little bit better as well.
So when it comes to sauces, this is probably the thing that I really struggled with the most when I was transitioning to a healthier lifestyle. Most jar-bought sauces or bottled sauces are full of preservatives, so much sugar, really high in sodium, and they're not going to do anything for your waistline, for your health, or for your energy. So when it comes to making homemade pastas or stir fries or anything like that, I like to swap this for this. Tinned tomatoes. You can even just crush up your own tomatoes, but real tomatoes have so much flavor, and if you're adding in garlic or onion or anything else to your dish like that, herbs and spices, you'll find that it just really brings out the flavor and binds so beautifully together. At the supermarkets, they cost like $1, and most of the time if you look on the back of the tin, it's 100% organic tomatoes. That's it.
All right, next up is chips again. Once again, they feature because I think they're such a common party food or just a food that you think of as like a really easy snack. They're often in like small little packaged bags. You can grab them at the supermarket. They feel like they're so accessible, but there's so many options in place of chips that do add a little bit more nutritional value, or at least don't take away from your health. So I love to swap chips for this. Popcorn. Popcorn is one of my son's favorite snacks. I feel like it's a healthier alternative. Like, yes, it's probably not the most nutrient dense option, but it's certainly a better option compared to chips. And it's all about swapping out better options to make sure that you're kind of getting in more of the nutrients that you need. So popcorn, you can make it yourself at home, you can grab it at the shops. So just like plain popcorn's definitely the best rather than the flavored popcorn. But yeah, popcorns is such a good option.
Up next is milk. Now, I know some people can tolerate dairy and they might love it, and that's great if your body does tolerate it, but like I said before, most people that I come across or help one-on-one or in groups or online, dairy is a massive problem. It's just so hard to digest, and these days it doesn't come straight from the cow. It's heated up, there's added hormones, and like I said, it just really does not digest in our bodies well, and I find most people I know do react quite badly for it. So when I can, I just think there is a lot more healthier alternatives when it does come to milk, and I like to swap this for this, coconut milk. You can also use almond milk, chia milk, or oat milk. There's so many great options, and I just find they just feel so much better in your body and have so many more nutrients without preservatives and hormones and antibodies and anything else that has been put into milk, into a lot of milk these days. Now, you can buy organic milk and find the better option of milk, but I do find that coconut milk, almond milk, chia milk, or what was the other one I said? Oat milk are better options.
All right, next up we have store-bought cereals or like highly toasted muesli. Not all muesli is like an unhealthy option, but there's certainly healthier options. A lot of mueslis, when they're store-bought, are toasted with sugar rather than honey. So it's really important to check the back of the ingredients. But this, like I said, a really good option. Instead of muesli, especially when it's toasted muesli or boxed cereal, you can swap it for this. Simple oats. These are like my go-to. I love even adding grated zucchini to my oats. They're so easy to have, they're so versatile. You can have them when you're traveling, such an easy option. And you can add things like raw honey, you can add strawberries, you can add coconut. Like, you can basically create a beautiful oat bowl that tastes just as delicious as your store-bought cereal.
So we hope that that really helps other mums and other women out there who are thinking of transitioning to a healthier lifestyle or who are in that process. Because I know when I first started 7 or 8 years ago, I was just so overwhelmed, and I really felt like I did have to deprive myself, and I did do that for a while, and it caused such an unhealthy relationship with food and with myself.
Yeah. And I think you can kind of get into this pattern where you eat super strict, and then you go, oh my goodness, what am I going to do for my, the things that I love? And these are all things that a lot of people love, and there's such good healthy options out there that are really easy to swap, and they taste just as good, if not better, once you get used to it.
100%.
Yeah.
That's a good point, once you get used to it. If you are starting out in your healthy lifestyle, it can take a little while for your taste buds to adjust to new things. If you've been having loads of refined sugar and just food that is really processed, when you do eat something really healthy, it can taste a little bit bitter, but the more you eat healthy, you'll start to appreciate basic things like an apple and a carrot are really sweet and delicious. And I know that sounds silly, but give it 2 or 3 weeks for me, and I promise you will notice and taste the difference in just real food. And the more you have something, the more your body craves it and the more your taste buds crave it. And once you start to feel better, it becomes almost addictive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like transitioning. So it's
100%.
like start having less and start swapping out in small amounts to eventually get to the point where you're having those full swaps instead.
100%. And like I said, we're not saying never to enjoy spaghetti bolognese before, or never to enjoy birthday cake, or whatever it is that you might love. I still enjoy chocolate every now and again. But if we can overall really swap things in 80 to 90% of the time, it's going to really add up now and later on in our life for our long-term health. And that's goals for us and for our children. So.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yay! So if you haven't checked out Chrissy, I did put her link in our last video, but if you have not checked her out, she has so many videos on her YouTube too that are also educating other mums, sit-down chit-chats. What else do you have on your channel? Vlogs?
Lots of vlogs, like family vlogs, what we eat in a day, lots of like toddler recipes, and I just did how to do a happy kid's birthday party.
Oh, amazing.
So,
that's amazing.
Yeah, like fully for a 4-year-old, no complaints, no asking for sugar, so it was a junk food free party.
Thank you so much for watching. If you could, give it a big thumbs up, as it really does support my channel, and I upload every 3 to 4 days, so stay tuned for my next video, and I'll see you then. Bye.